I'm James, and I'm an old guy in Europe. Hello and welcome to another episode of An Old Guy in Europe. After several weeks of dark skies, consecutive days of frequent intermittent rain, hail, lightning and thunder, and days of hurricane-force winds, I thought it might be a good time to share some footage I filmed last August in the height of the high season summer. Warm sun, gentle breeze, clear blue skies, calm seas, and more hours of daylight seemed a great respite, reminding us of such days soon to come again. So please now simply sit back, relax, and enjoy this soothing summer stroll for the soul in Espinho, Portugal. Portugal is the westernmost country of the European continent. And Espinho is on the Atlantic coast, just roughly 15 kilometers or 10 miles south of Porto, the second largest city in Portugal. The layout of Espinho is unique to most other cities in Portugal in a couple of ways. For one, its streets are almost exclusively in a parallel and perpendicular grid, and nearly every street is a number. As a matter of fact, I spotted this mug in one of the shops in Espinho, and it was so spot on, it made me laugh and I just had to get it. Espinho, Portugal, where the streets have no name, and the streets running east and west having odd numbers, and those running north and south having even numbers, with the lowest numbers in the northwest corner and the highest numbers in the southeast corner. And the city is essentially flat. So now that we're oriented, we start this stroll at the Ribeira da Soothe, which is at the southernmost end of Espinho, and you may recall toward the end of episode 66, a walk along the Espinho, Portugal coast. It's at this end of the Espinho coast where all the local fishing is done. Here in the upper right-hand corner, you can almost make out the traditional fishing boat known as Art Chavega, which I describe in more detail in episode 63, the massive Monday market in Espinho, Portugal. This landmark monument is all that remains of an old fishing cannery in Espinho. I talk about it also in episode 66. So if you're interested in learning more about it, you can find it there. So now we've arrived at one of my favorite spots for authentic Italian gelato. Gelateria Italiana. That was nice. Now to continue our stroll north. Here at the intersection of Rua 2 e Rua 23, or 2nd Street and 23rd Street, we'll head east away from the sea toward the center of the city. Based on the orienting at the beginning of this video, do you have any idea where you are in the city of Espinho? And this is the corner shop where I found my Espinho mug. And just a block south from here is the Espinho train station. As we head north along Avenida 8, or 8th Avenue, which includes all the space between here and the street to the right, also Avenida 8, you might find it interesting to know is directly above the Espinho Railway and the tracks that lead into and out of Espinho. Not a train or track to be seen. This is Hotel Soothe, where I stayed on my very first visit to Espinho, which you can learn more about in episodes 19 and 20, my first visits to Espinho, Portugal. And right next to the hotel is Casino Espinho, one of just a few casinos in the entire country of Portugal. And now we'll head east onto Rua 19, or 19th Street. And across Avenida 8. If you'd like to see more of Rua 19, especially at Christmas time, be sure to see episode 81, Christmas Time in Espinho, Portugal. And now we'll continue heading north through more of the city toward the more residential areas in the north, and eventually home again. And now we'll head west again on Rua 7, or 7th Street, and then north again on Avenida 8. If you've been following this channel, you may recognize this structure as the railroad overpass at the west end of Rua 5, or 5th Street, and crossing directly to the Atlantic Ocean. Making one last right east onto Rua 5, and then home again. Please excuse my fat finger. Well, that's it for this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and to see you again next week.